Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of DB Cars itself, and today's episode I'll be reviewing the GetGo Mitsubishi Attrage. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so yeah, let me just show you guys the outside of the car first before I show you guys the interior. So basically the outside, what are the damages for this car wise? Well, damages for this car wise I would say is quite, not a lot, but mainly on this, the damages wise are just focused on the driver's side itself. So basically there's this damages right here, which you guys can see there's a dent right here. Same go this right part, and basically on the headlight, side of the headlight housing itself, and there's some scratches right here and the back as well. So basically there was some maybe scuff against something, because you can see there's a difference between the paint itself. So yeah, some damage right at the bottom and more right down below there itself. Other than that, that's all for the damages wise for this car itself. Now let me just show you guys the trunk space for the car itself. To access the trunk of the car is very simple itself. Just the only way to access the trunk is basically to pull this lever right at the bottom right here. Alright, pull that, and the trunk should pop right open itself. So yeah, so once the trunk has been popped open, you can just pull it right on top, and there's no button right below here to access the trunk. So you got to pull that lever right there to access the trunk itself. So basically this is the trunk space for the Mitsubishi Attrage. Not really that much of space, but you could put maybe a 2 medium-sized suitcase should be able to fit it right inside there itself. So yeah, right down below just is the typical spare wheel itself. So nothing really much to compare about. So yeah, and there's no way of folding the rear seat down at all from the inside. So the only way to do so is from the driver's side itself. So yeah, let me just show you guys the rear seat of the car right now. So in the rear seat itself, then you could actually just let me see if I could figure out this. Okay, there isn't any way to fold out the seat itself, so that's a bummer. But let me just step right into the car itself and show you guys the space for this car wise. So yeah, let me just move my stuff out of there and get right into the guy. So yeah, basically this is my regular driving position right here. So as you guys can see, I got tons of leg room wise. Headroom wise also not too bad, but I think a plus is definitely for the headroom wise. I mean sorry, leg room wise, because my driving position is quite I wouldn't say it's that very close to stereo, and also not far back itself. It's just nice for me itself. So hence the rear passenger got a good amount of leg room wise. So yeah, in the rear, what do you get? Well, you don't really get any storage housing other than your handle close the door itself, your window switches, and your door lever right here to get out of the car itself. So yeah, somehow for the passenger side, you get this very nice small storage compartment, pocket right here to put some of your stuff, and that's probably, and also got one cup holder right there itself. So yeah, other than that, don't really have much space. I don't really have much to show you guys other than you got your armrest right here, which you could put 2 more cup holders. Sorry, 2 more of your drink itself. So yeah, and also probably could rest your arm on it. So yeah, other than that, not really much there isn't really much to show you guys about this car other than got your grab handles right here to grab hold of the stuff while the car is moving, or you want to hold the car for some reason while the car is in motion itself. So yeah, alright, now let me just show you guys the third row seating or the center seating itself. Third row seating, I would say it's not that bad. Plus I think fitting full 3 drone size adult would definitely be a problem, because the car is definitely a very small car. I think it will be quite similar to the Honda Fit itself. So carrying 3 full drone size adult wise, it will be a struggle, because yeah, basically they'll be definitely touching shoulder to shoulder, and it won't be good. Maybe kids wise it wouldn't be a problem, but adults wise, highly not recommended at all. So yeah, other than that, that's all for the rear, I have to say. So yeah, plus there isn't really much to show you guys other than grab handles, cup holders right here, and your armrest right here, which I showed you guys just now on. So yeah, now let me just show you guys the front of the car right now. So let go. And also getting out isn't a big problem as well, which is a nice thing, because the doors open quite wide itself. So yeah, and stepping right into the front itself right now. So yeah, stepping right into the front itself, you got your driver zone right here with the Mitsubishi logo itself. And yeah, so basically this is how the interior looks like on the Mitsubishi Attrage. Basically you got your standard or cheap manufacturer radio right here, and this is your climate control, your air vents right on top itself. So yeah, alright, let me just show you guys the storage space for this car wise right now. So storage space for this car wise, not really that much. You got this this is your only storage space right here for the car itself, which is this right here. And I would say it's alright, not that big, but it's also quite decent, like to put quite a lot of stuff in it. As you can see, there's some trash right there itself, and more storage space right here itself. So yeah, to put some stuff there, and maybe some stuff right here for the driver side, driver and passenger side itself. So yeah, that's all for the storage space wise. Not really that much, but yeah, to put maybe some stuff right inside there if you want to hide it itself. So yeah, moving on to the center console right now. So center console, one thing you do notice for this very cheap car is you don't get a storage bin right here, which other car which I showed in my previous review do show. For this, unfortunately, it doesn't have anything at all. The only thing you have is your handbrake, your gear selector, or your gear knob to change the gear itself, your cup holders, and right down back there is your storage space to put some of your other miscellaneous stuff itself. But in that case, this is the fuel card for this Mitsubishi Attrage. So yeah, cup holders wise, it's quite decent. You can see I got my drinks right here, which fit in quite nicely. But only downside, for tall drinks like this, or tall plastic bottle like this, when the car is swerving in and out, the bottle definitely will shake and it might fall out, which I'm very scared of. But if not, technically we could just put it right over there itself. So yeah, alright then, now let me just move on to the next part, the center console with this main thing right here. So let me just start at the top. At the top right here, you got your air vent control right here, which you could adjust accordingly. So yeah, then this is your hazard light switch, which you could just press and the hazard light will show on the gauges right here. Next up, we got your radio, which I'll show you guys later on, but it's very simple. There's really not much to show you guys other than I'll show you guys how to operate the radio system in the car later on. So yeah, now let's move on to the next part, which is the climate control. So climate control wise, what do I say? Well, you got features for your air vents, your AC. So this is the fan speed control, this is your temperature, this is for the mode of the AC itself, this is to recirculate air, front and rear defrost, this is to turn off the AC itself, and this is your auto climate. And I'm not too sure what I did, but I'll figure out later on in the video itself. So yeah, moving on to the next part, you got the steering wheel of the car right now. So basically this is how the steering wheel for the Mitsubishi Attrage look like. There's no controls right here on the right hand side. The only control is on the left hand side, which is to adjust the volume for the radio itself, which I'll also show you guys later on itself. So yeah, now let's move on to the back. You got your stocks right here. So basically this stock on your left hand side is basically to adjust the wipers for the car itself. So basically you could adjust one swipe for if you want just one swipe, you just put up, and gauge is all the way down itself. So yeah, and this is to adjust the speed of it or the frequency of it. I'm not too sure. So yeah, but you can just adjust it according to your liking itself. So yeah, right down below you got your switch right here, which I'll show you later on to adjust how you can adjust the steering wheel itself. On the right hand side you got your indicators and also your light switch itself. So indicator is quite self-explanatory, down or up, and high beam, right? High beam just pull back, and get high beam the other way. Engage high beam the other way around. I could be wrong, but your light switch are also mentioned right there itself. So yeah, right behind it you got your start stop engine right there. So basically to turn on the car itself, just pull on the brake and press that, and the car will turn on itself. So yeah, now let's move on to the gauges right here. Gauges right here, there's not really much to show you other than your speedo right in the center, your rev gauge, and some other light switch that will light up when the car is in function or off itself. So basically right now I have the doors open, so hence the light switch for the doors opening is shown right here itself. So yeah, right down below you just got your other information like your trip info, trip A, trip B, your mileage, your average fuel consumption, and many of the other miscellaneous things you want to know about this car itself. So yeah, now let's move on to the next bit right here, which is also the last, I would say almost the last part of the car itself. This is your mirror adjustment, your mirror adjust switch, which you could adjust through here by again either left or right hand side right here. And this is to fold the mirror itself, and this to adjust the mirror itself. So basically if I have to adjust the left hand side, I'll just flip it to the left and adjust it through this D-pad looking thing right here itself. So yeah, now let's move on to the last part, which is the mirror switch. Mirror control switch is just quite simple. These are your 4 mirrors for the windows itself, and this to prevent people from rolling down the windows itself. So yeah, and you got your AC vents right here, which I think you guys know already how to use it. So basically just swivel around or just close it if you do not want AC itself. So yeah, and last but not least, to engage the fuel door release, just need to pull on this either side. So basically just to show you guys, this is the trunk and this is the fuel tank. So just basically just pull that to engage to open up the fuel door itself. So yeah, and in that case, if you guys are wondering where is it at, you can always refer. I think usually there will be a small arrow showing us where is it at, but for the Mitsubishi, it's right on the passenger side. Sorry, it's on the passenger side. So yeah. Okay, so basically that's where the fuel gauge is. Usually they will show you guys where is it at, so with a small arrow indicating left or right hand side. So yeah, that's all. Now let me just show you guys how to adjust the seats and the steering wheel for this car itself. So basically, to adjust the seat itself, to adjust the steering wheel, just need to pull on this lever itself, and the steering wheel, you can see the steering wheel just drop, and can just raise it or pull it towards you or pull back towards you to adjust it itself. So yeah, that's all for the steering wheel itself. To engage it in lock, you just pull the lever up and it will be locked in position itself. So yeah, now let me just show you guys the adjusting of seat. Adjusting a seat is very simple. Just there's this lever right here which to pull, or if you just want to adjust the height or the angle of the seat, this right here to adjust the angle of the seat itself, which to adjust cornely, and this right here to adjust the height of the seat itself. So yeah. Alright then, so yeah, before I show you guys my overall thought for the car itself, let me just show you guys some of the function of the car itself when it's turned on. So basically, it got the radio system right here. So basically, you just radio, just press on radio, and it will show you guys this screen right here. If you guys have your own CD or DVD itself, you can insert through here and just press on CD and auxiliary, which is the 3.5mm headphone jack right here. And yeah, basically that is the two function itself. This is the back button for entertainment itself if you're in either of this mode itself, and if I'm not wrong, this should be adjusted. Yeah, so basically this is to adjust the radio station itself. So yeah, you got more buttons right here, preset button itself, which you guys can explore, or it's been pre-programmed to whatever radio station you are adjusted to. So to engage the volume itself, just adjust it this way, or to adjust on the steering wheel itself. So yeah, and wondering what this button does, I have no ideas, but it basically just shows this icicle looking symbol itself. So yeah, and mode is basically just how the airflow is blowing at you itself. So yeah, other than that, I think that's all I have to say for this car itself. Don't really have much to show you guys other than oh yeah, and also you got a very nice 12-volt socket outlet right down below here itself. So yeah, other than that, let me just show you guys my overall thought for this car right now. And yeah, and if speaking of the fuel tank itself, this is what I mentioned. There will be an arrow showing you guys where the fuel tank is on either left or right hand side of the car itself. So okay, so basically that is all for the infotainment itself. Now let me just show you guys the next thing, which is your sun visor right here. Sun visor is really nothing much to show you guys other than it is really very cheap. And yeah, same for the passenger side as well. So yeah, and also got this very nice light switch itself, which you could turn off, turn on, or just set it in the middle when the doors are open itself. And your rear mirror itself, and there isn't any center lighting itself, which you see in other cars itself. First, unfortunately, this is economic, classified under economic or cheap car, so hence you don't really have a center lighting like other cars have itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say for this video itself. Now let's move on to my thoughts for this car itself. Alright then, so yeah, what are my thoughts for this car itself? Well, straight out of the bat, I have to say this car is definitely very underpowered, and there's not much power to this car also. Yeah, so this would be like technically this car is unclassified. If you guys did rental to GetGo itself, you guys will know that this car is under economy itself. So this is like the cheapest option you could rent from GetGo itself. If let's say you do want to drive, but you do want to drive and don't have much money, and this is the only option for you guys. So and yeah, if anyone's wondering, under economy is only this car, which is the Mitsubishi Attrage. There isn't any other car like the Mazda 3 or whatever other car that's under other categories. This is the only car which you could rent from GetGo itself under the economy section, and price wise it's also same as standard and premium itself, which is a bit weird because economy usually is supposed to be cheaper, which technically I feel it could be about 30 cents. I feel like the mileage per kilometer could have been 30 cents. It should be cheaper because this is an economy car, but somehow they classify it as, they price it the same as standard and premium itself. So that's a bit weird itself, but oh well. But main thing I say is this car is definitely very underpowered. There's no reversing camera to this car, only reversing sensors, anyone's wondering. And this car, if I have to rent again, it will be my last choice I will rent. Alternatively, if I would say the better option for this car, why if I have to choose, I would preferably rent the Honda Fit or Honda Jazz, whatever you call it itself, because that car is so much better and it's smaller, and power-wise I think it's slightly better, so better than this car itself. So yeah, this would be my last car of choice if I were to rent it itself. And I would say, and if I were to say it is better than the Tivoli, I would say probably not. This is the second worst one after the Tivoli itself. So basically, if you had to ask me my top 3 worst car that I've driven so far, I would say the Tivoli, this, and I do not have a third car that I would say is the worst I've driven so far, but hopefully that day never come I find out what is the worst car. But overall, I just hope you guys enjoy the video itself. I will catch you guys in my next video. Hopefully I'll be driving a BMW by then, but if not, then oh well. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and click to see my 2 other videos. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.